And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special, big up. Shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers, the garbage truck driver. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Manners and respect. Thank you for being here this morning. Give thanks. Not true? Judge Shelley, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Jane Ander. We're going to big up some people soon, but there's a lot going on that we got to talk about this morning. First of all, I didn't upload the video the same way I normally do. So people are going to take a while to get here. There are more people here now than I expected because when I upload it that way, it normally does not send out notifications. So people just have to remember to tune in. I accidentally uploaded it that way again. Well, not really. I'm trying not to mix up the video from yesterday with this video right here on the same thread. That way people can actually see this video right here. So, but we have enough things to talk about because chaos forced early dismissal at Oberlin High School yesterday. And if y'all have seen the video of the children falling to the ground, frailing around, some of them lick them head, some was licking up bench and lick up other student and carrying on and, it was a sight to see. We have the video. I'm sure you've seen the video, but we're going to revisit the video for conversation's sake. All right, so we're going to talk about that this morning because, a lot of people are saying it was a spiritual attack. Some people are saying, what did you do to the children, them lady? Some are saying, don't make everybody pray over your picnic, them, and not every prayer a good prayer. And some people, when them say God, they might not be talking about the same God where you are talking about, right? So we're going to talk about all that, this spiritual attack thing and all these things happening. That was something else to behold. However, I do have a theory. And please remember that this is SouFLoTV. So here is where you come. You're going to hear SouFLo's opinion. It's just an opinion, just like you have yours. So nobody call me down. Because every time we get into anything religious, so the religious zealots and the Bible thumpers and the Karachi church people, them come out, what are you, what one? A Kung Fu style fighting and these things. We're not going to take it there this morning. I hope it doesn't go there this morning. Just allow me to say what me have to say, and the people them in the comment section to say what they have to say. Shall be a spirited conversation this morning, my friend. Have a couple of things on the board, couple of things I had to subtract. I told you yesterday we're going to talk about the maroon ID Chief Curry them have coming out and all these things. We're not going to do that this morning. I told you we're going to talk about the Mr. Patterson UIC and the privatizing of all the beaches in Jamaica. Somebody called yesterday while we were on live and said, SouFLo, soon we're going to have to check into a hotel in Jamaica in order to use any of our beaches, right? Mr. Patterson from the UIC was apparently out there leading the charge to have things like these not happen. There was a big issue with the Bob Marley Beach and all these other things. We're not going to talk about that this morning because I don't want them there. Those are too important to mix up with something else. And you put too much in a one, people just get confused. And then, you know what I say? So you want certain messages to just come by itself. So we scratch those off the board. What we have this morning is one of the topics that were on yesterday morning live that we're going to start out with, which is the unvaccinated workers in New York. The people who decided that, nope, I'm not going to take the vaccine, and they were let go from their employment. The Supreme Court has made a ruling, and that ruling would come out to be something victorious for those kinds of people. The people them who say, me not take it in a SouFLo. Me no know, me I want a nurse, and this is how I pay my bills. But you remember when they were mandating vaccine? And some people were like, between paying my bills and taking this thing that I'm not too sure of kind of thing, things change. Things change. No one says sell life hard. All right. Rushane Patterson, the same person again, person of interest in the SLICKIANNA, Aneka, Townsend case investigation. How did she die? Who murdered her? Because she was found in that kind of a condition. All right, that one person right there that all these stories keep coming up about, lo and behold, my friend, when Missy Moore something come out yesterday, I had to say, Jamaica, JCF, my message to them is, man, y'all got to clean up. You have to clean up. You have to clean up. If you're going to gain if you're going to gain the trust of the people, the trust is the proper word of the people, then you have to go start off on the right foot at some point. We can't keep sweeping stuff under the rug. This look like a big cover up that I go on. Wait till I hear this. I know a lot of you haven't heard it. All right. And yes, we're going to talk about the Oberlin High students attack. And there's a story out about dozens of babies died at a hospital in Jamaica because of some infection. Well, the Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, has come out to admit that quite a few babies have died, but he's denying that it was dozens, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. So make we narrow down some stuff real quick so we can get into the meat of the matter this morning. Because what we really want to talk about is what happened at Oberlin High yesterday. See, before we do that though, let's run through these other ones really quickly. And before I do that, let me scroll back to the top of the comment section and just big up some people, some family members for being here this morning. All right. Again, Carrie-Ann Jones is the first one in this morning. Carrie-Ann, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Roxanne McIntosh is here this morning. Sean Cassell is here this morning. Stash is in the building. Thank you for being here. Happy Ben Johnson Day. I don't know what that means, Y'all Canadians? Carrie Guava 876 is in the building. Thank you for being here. Asarin Odetta is here. Sarah Caliente is here this morning. Hot. Stacey Ann Williams is here this morning. Says good morning, everyone. Kai Tai Jai Empress is in the building. Wayne Nathan, Audrey Wright, Janet Stewart, Marcia Walters, Denzel Gale, King Biggs, morning fam. Christine Simpson is here. Roxy21 says up, up, up. Good morning. Virtuous Fire is in the building this morning. Brummel Wright is here this morning. Good morning, bro and family. Happy Thursday, all my morning thoughts family. Morning, sis. Thank you for being here. Jane Ander is here. I'ma Inspire. Jet Shelley says good morning. SouFlo up, up, up. And everybody's. Karen Notice is in the building this morning. Good morning, SouFlo and family and everyone tuning in. Enough blessings to all. Up, up, up. Blessings. Up, up, up for us means wake up, wise up, and rise up. It's actually on the back of the same up, up, up shirt. Wake up, wise up, and rise up. All right. That's fitting for this morning conversation. It's time to wake up. It's time to wise up so you can rise up. All right. We're not talking about rise up out of your bed. We're talking about raising and rising in spiritual consciousness and all these other things. Time for we stop Bugo Yaga. Dion Ricketts is here this morning. Soldier 819 Dia Pussy Galore is here. Sean Cassell is here. Devin Gale is here. Good morning. Crystal G is here this morning. Monique Mark, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Hot and Spicy Dia RBK, big up yourself. Lessa Steph is here, says morning. Pauline Graham is here. And Rika, BHE, Rika Bay is here this morning as well. Beast Boy, haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for being here. Monique Mark says, how can I contact you? You can contact me at SouFLoTV, just like how it's spelled, SOUFLOTV @gmail.com. All right. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr, or you can call in. I'm going to put the number on the screen right now, matter of fact, for anybody who wants to call in this morning. 1-806-587-8953. And that is the call-in number. And if you want to use WhatsApp, it's free. And if you're in the area or in the US somewhere, you can call directly anyways for free, right? Marvin the Point, Jamaica. Kurt is here this morning. Rosalind Smichael is here this morning. Michelle Howell is here this morning. Good morning, Nikki B. Good morning, O St. John. Good morning, Donna Davis. Good morning, Sharon Ingram. Brick House. Sheldon Pinnock. Good morning and thank you. I appreciate you. Sharon Spence is here. Marilyn Grant says, good morning, afternoon, SouFlo and family. Good morning, afternoon, kings and queens in the chat room. And I hope your day is a good one. 21C in Turkey today. That's Celsius. That's not cold? Yeah, we're still having beach weather here in Florida. It was hot yesterday, like in the 90s. You know, you could have even went swimming on these things, but we're not gonna talk about that. Sending warm vibrations to all our family members in cold places. Sean Cassell, Dion Ricketts is here this morning, and a bunch of people. And if I didn't call your name, like Black Goddess Henry and Tells and Holy Ghost, then you know, manners and respect same way. I feel like SouFlo skipped my name. Black Goddess Henry. I was just coming down the list, my friend. Me not skip your name. I was coming down the list. I got you. I have some green tea in my cup this morning. And to how I am, me no know. My tranquility has been perplexed. My uncle used to say, don't perplex my tranquility, boy. To how my tranquility has been perplexed. Me should have put on a shirt here this morning, you know what's that? Can't be a madness squad. Calls are coming in already. Let's take this call. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How do I become a member? Because I keep clicking on it, but it's saying members only mode.
You hit the button that says join.
I'm not seeing that.
Okay, so right next to the subscribe button, you will see a button that says join. And then you hit that join button and take it from there. Some people were having a problem because their account at YouTube might have been an older account, so you would have to refresh your account. And there was another strategy as well where some people with certain kinds of phones were not able to do it, so they had to go to a laptop to do it.
Oh, I see.
So it could be any one of those happening to you. All right.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
try again.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Curse says Ben Johnson Day, Thursday before payday. Is Ben Johnson Day some British thing or some Canadian something? I like that one. Green tea, green tea, green tea. Let's get to it. So let's start off with the light stuff first, real quick, so we can get that out of the way. Majority of this morning is going to be on two things: the Rushane Patterson sitting on have to hear this, and also this thing here, chaos forces early dismissal at Oberlin High School. Oberlin High School. All right. First of all, shout out to the people who held strong, stand firm, and said, I don't think that thing was developed under proper scrutiny. They did not meticulously scrutinize the joke. So I don't want it because all kind of side effects in there. I've seen recently where, you know, quite a few people in their 30s and 40s are just a drop like fly. And we had a whole rush of teachers in Jamaica, just one after the other. And people were just writing those off as, just a normal thing. Them did I go dead anyway or something else. It can't be that, right? Well, lo and behold, Supreme Court, the New York Supreme Court judge said that a group of New York City workers who were fired for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine last year must be rehired, and they must also receive back pay for the time that they were from the time that they were fired up until the moment they are rehired. So what that means for a lot of people is, who said, damn, my bills are piling up on me. You know, when your bills are pile up on you, the whole of we not rich. Your bill is piling up on you. You didn't have much money saved up on all these things, and you had to take that stand. Some people went ahead and took the joke and said, God be with me, but me have to pay them bills here. Other people were like, me no business, me not take it. The bills, them have to go just pile up. Those people can probably now afford to pay off their bills or catch up back on their bills and get back their job in the places that they were let go from. I fire the people, let me know, let go from when they mandated the vaccine in certain places in New York City for city workers. In a decision made public on Tuesday, Judge Ralph Parzio wrote that though vaccination should be encouraged, public employees should not have been terminated for their non-compliance. It is time for the city of New York to do what is right, and what is just is what he said. The city has already appealed the decision, the Washington Post has reported, which could see it overturned, but highly unlikely. A spokesperson for the New York City Law Department told the Post that the city strongly disagrees with the ruling, as the mandate is firmly grounded in law and is critical to New York City's public health. Now, here's the thing. Of course, they're going to disagree. They might even have some lawsuits on their hands, so they have to disagree, right? This is from the Supreme Court that says, hire these people back. No, you have to hire them back, and you have to back pay them. No company ever likes back paying, especially since you're going to have to back pay months of pay, right? Then they've also replaced these people with people who are more willing to take the joke. And then people are sitting in a them job in other people's position. And remember, I told you all, I say your job will replace you quickly. You want to do it? No, you don't want to? Okay, you have till Friday. Friday come, you didn't buy. They already had somebody lined up when they told you that you had to, and you said, I don't know, let me think about it. They already did the interview for who was going to take your place. So other people have taken these people's place. This would either mean overcrowding in certain workplaces, or they would have to let people go in order to hire back the people that they had fired essentially and replaced. That is a hell of a thing to do. See, this is what I call real justice. Pauline Graham says, after so many people take it, now they saying this, says tells, exactly, my friend. Exactly. And this is exactly what a lot of people were saying from the very beginning, right? But at the time when we were into the COVID thing and the whole corona something, everybody was afraid. You know, we had limited intelligence about what it is we were dealing with exactly. And then the media had everybody paranoid. And, you know, people were running left, right, and cutting center and seeing other people dying from it and feeling like, oh, God, I don't want to be next. I have children to take care of. I have this to that. I just know I'm dead yet. All that. So a lot of people took it out of fear, but a lot of people did take it out of force. That's a difference. If me volunteer to take it because I feel a way about it, so something is different than my employer saying, you can no longer work here. We don't find you fit to work here anymore because you're unwilling to take the joke. Supreme Court says that should never have happened. Hire those people back and pay them their back pay. Who wants to play Russian roulette, says Jane Ander. Woo! The group, boy. Well, shout out to my people in New York who stood their grounds and now seem to be seeing some kind of a justice. But we know, you know, this is America and we know how the justice system works here. It's all politics. One person gets into office and next thing you know, everything is overturned. The next person gets into office that opposes that person and everything is reinstated. Them just box people back and forth according to their political agenda. That is something that is just, we have to wait and see how it play out. But as it stands, those people have been ordered by the Supreme Court to be rehired and to be back paid. Some of them are gonna get a whole heap of back pay because they were making good money already. Them healthcare field workers and all those city workers who were making them whole heap of money there every week or every other week. Think of how long it's been since them fired them and hired somebody else in their place. And now they have to pay back all these people. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Carrie Jones says, my pediatrician asked if I wanted to give my now 1-year-old son, 1-year-old and 4-year-old, the shot. I said, no, we catch it, so we're good. Well, I'm still not gonna say I took it or didn't take it. You know how this platform works already. You know how they can use stuff against you. Soon as you say one thing, you hear you're anti this, get him off the air. Soon as you say a next thing, you hear, oh, you are pro this, get him off the air. So me not gonna say whether I take it or not. The whole time it was going on, I kept telling my audience, education is the key. Go do some reading. Don't just watch people's comments on social media. Don't just go by people's opinions that are uneducated about the situation. Go and do some reading, some research for yourself. Make it an educated decision based on yourself. You had to make that decision for you because only you know if you have pre-existing conditions that could put you at a higher risk. If you catch it, you're dead from it because you're already immunocompromised and these kind of things. That was my whole stance throughout this whole thing. So me still not gonna say if me take it or not. Just know, say, me and my family all caught it. We had a bad case of it. I had a terrible case of it. It's something that was a experience what I never experienced before. And, you know, I'm good now. I survived it. And so did everyone else in my family. We understand that a lot of people didn't survive it. You know, God bless the dead. Rest in peace to those who this thing came and took out. But life goes on and we're here, right? All right. With that now, rolling on to the next one real quick, because you know we want to get to the things them, the real things them. All right. Dr. Christopher Tufton acknowledges resistant bacteria killed babies at Victoria Jubilee Hospital months after the problem started. That's funny because when I look up this story this morning, I actually saw another one that was printed in a British paper about Jamaica, and this was in 2015, and the headline was exactly the same headline. So same thing has happened before, right? Severe shortage of nurses could have led to the outbreak of a resistant bacteria that reportedly killed a number of babies at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston during the summer, according to the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton. It's crazy how things happen and they sweep them under the rug. Because I remember a young mother getting on video and she says, nothing much never did happen to my son. And my child went there and my child didn't come out. My child died in there. So I want to know, what did they do? Because it has to be something with them. Of course, they denied all responsibility and she was just left as a young grieving mother, lost her child, just like that. If you can imagine as a parent losing your child and no explanation is given to you, hey, you just have to go hold that. So it go. Wasn't our fault. Moving right along. That kind of attitude, that kind of stuff. And now this comes out again. This is not the first time. The same exact problem. Go look it up. All right. While the minister has confirmed that the babies have died, he's disputing because the original report said dozens of babies have died since the summer from the same bacterial infection outbreak. He's disputing that. He says not dozens, man. I'm not taking this thing overboard is a few. Downplaying again. So when they're not sweeping stuff under the rug, they're downplaying the numbers. You understand? Refusing to take responsibility. This is one of my issues with Jamaica, and it goes across all governmental lines between law enforcement, politician, medical personnel, everybody. They just have this thing about them where they will never say, you know what? We made an error. We were wrong. We accept the responsibility for this wrong. Let's move forward. And that's why the people not trust them. People don't trust the hospital them. You have enough hospital in Jamaica where you ask people and them say, well, me know say if you go over there, so you're dead. Might as well start planning funeral. That's the kind of trust they have in them. You understand? And then law enforcement, you already know how that goes already. Everybody has said the same thing. Why, me a law-abiding taxpaying citizen, but some of them police are gunman. Me no know who figure tell when me just say. So here what? I go keep my mouth shut and not say nothing at all. Save my own life. Cause next thing me go tell Officer Brown or Officer Brown in a gunman pocket, Him go tell him gunman friend them and them come back, come kill me. Nothing to happen. Their business carry on as usual. I want to better the place. I want to work with law enforcement to make my community safe, but I don't know who to trust. You see what I say? The whole of them do the same thing. All of them have this thing where they have never made a mistake yet. Be very aware and very wary of people who have never made a mistake yet. We're humans. We all make mistakes. You understand? But when you have people with this kind of absolute power that are never wrong, it's a dangerous situation, that, my friend. So while the minister has confirmed that the babies have died, he's disputing that dozens have died, as reported by Nationwide News on Wednesday evening. Notice what they said might have caused this. Severe shortage of nurses could have led to this outbreak of resistant bacteria that reportedly killed a number of babies at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston during the summer. Severe shortage of nurses. The whole of we nurse them pack up Ghana, Canada, and England, and the US, and wherever else in the world is hiring them, because them sick and tired of being sick and tired of their working conditions. And you can't blame them. Everybody who go to school and learn what them to learn wants to come out and work in their field and be paid a substantial amount, enough at least to be able to live a decent life. So you're not living paycheck to paycheck. You can see your way out. Not true? Well, they're highly overworked, highly underappreciated, and grossly underpaid. So when somebody else comes knocking from what is seen as a first world country and says, hey, you want to be a part of the brain drain process? I mean, come on over. You know, they're like, okay, what do you have for me? I'm out of here. And they go. And they go. And there are a lot of them that can attest. Them talk to each other. I remember one school teacher telling the rest of school teachers on video how good she's living. She have her new car, she just purchased a house, she this and that. And she started out the same way, coming to America on this teacher program. She used to come teach a little bit and then go back, teach a little bit, and then she decided, hey, I'm staying. Things are better on this side. She found a way to stay. She became permanent here, teaching here, and her whole life has changed financially to help her family in Jamaica that are left back there, plus help ourselves in the US, elevate the nice things for ourselves in life, and raise her family being financially secured. That's all people want. Somewhere good and decent and safe to live. Some money in the bank or in your pocket. That way you are not starving or you're not always without. Yeah. And these kind of things. The basics, but they're denied that heavily. So it's funny that this is the kind, and not funny in a laughing way, that this is the kind of backlash when that brain drain thing works and all our professionals are leaving the island. And let me say it, it's printed right here in the Jamaica Observer today. Severe shortage of nurses could have led to the outbreak of a resistant bacteria that reportedly killed a number of babies at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston. Severe shortage of nurses. We did have whole heap of nurses the other day. When you see school start and like the whole heap of teacher them that went missing. They're either left already or on their way to leaving, have tendered their resignation because all the teachers are leaving, nurses are leaving. Even I've seen where they're hiring or recruiting police officers, because the show I was watching, the reporter said, if you can be a police officer in Jamaica, you can be a police officer anywhere. And they want them. So even them might take away everybody. And you can't blame the people them for going. Not true? Karen Notice, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. The insinuation that somehow dozens of babies have died is not the information that I have. But every death is regrettable, and so it is not an excuse. This is Dr. Christopher Tufton speaking. Him said this is not the information that he has. We have a problem and we have some challenges in dealing with it, but we are dealing with it. Imagine somebody come tell you that after your picnic dead. We have a problem and, we're dealing with it. That's it, sir. He also revealed that the ratio of nurses to babies in the neonatal sensitive intensive care unit should be 1 nurse to every 2 babies. However, with Jamaica plagued by a severe nursing shortage due to the high number of nurses migrating over. See, I haven't read this yet. I'm reading it for the first time in front of you. Seeing what you can see what me I said. Here is him telling us this. However, Jamaica is plagued by a severe nursing shortage, and due to the high number of nurses migrating each year, Tufton said that we are now at a 1 nurse to 7 babies, and sometimes even more. It's supposed to be 1 nurse to every 2 babies, right? It's now 1 nurse to every 7 babies. I still think those numbers are being downplayed. But anyhow, I saw you go. Deaths were reportedly recorded in June, July, and August by the public, but the public was kept in the dark. The baby them did that dead off over the hospital, and nobody was reporting it to the public. I think that's also flagrantly foul and wicked, because if you know a baby are dying at this institution at that rate, if you had put that out there, some of these parents probably would have said, let me choose to go somewhere else. But the cover up just blow back upon them, because while they were covering it up, it kept happening and happening and happening. And now they're downplaying the numbers. Dozens? No, sir. Probably about 7, 8, or 9, something like that. That's the numbers that I have. Additionally, it has been reported that mothers who have returned to the hospital for postnatal checkups are being affected by the resistant bacteria as well. The situation was blamed on a breakdown in infection controls at the Victoria Jubilee. Now, despite their best efforts, the staff was unable to bring the situation under control, and the Ministry of Health and Wellness sought the assistance of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO. Report all them something that go on, and the people them don't know, you know. Month after month after month, June, July, August. I'm sure it'll go on in September and October too, but who am I? The situation was blamed on a breakdown of infection control at the Victoria Jubilee. Despite their best efforts, the staff was unable to bring the situation under control, and the Ministry of Health and Wellness sought the assistance of the Pan American Health Organization. All right. Reports are that the Bustamante Hospital for Children may also have been infected by the bacteria, and the PAHO team visited that facility as well. So right now we started out talking about Jubilee Hospital. Look how at the end of this, they sneak in this piece of information that Bustamante Hospital for Children might have been infected as well. Whisper that in the last 2 sentences. The health ministry has been accused of attempting to cover up the problem, which is only being made public several months after the outbreak started, which clearly we can see that's exactly what happened. And here he is again in his suit and tie. I tell you about them man, you know, suit and tie, come forward after they fix up stuff behind the scenes to make themselves look good, say a few nice words, and probably end it with hallelujah and Jesus. And everybody jumps on board, and that's it. Pray hard, and God will guide us through this and these kind of things. And then that's it, the end of it. When is this going to stop, though? When is this going to stop? You know, I'm just tired. I just want to see people in positions like these positions that actually have the best interests of the population of Jamaica at heart. Any day Jamaica gets some good politician, leaders, elected leaders that actually care about the country more than anything else, it's going to be a magical place. It's already a beautiful place, vibrant culture, beautiful people, but just mismanaged, mishandled in the worst ways from left, right, up, down, center, everywhere you can think of, right? So, man, I don't know. No trust none of them. Don't trust none of them. This is obviously a cover-up. Shame on you, man. Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, shame on you. This is something that the people should have been told about from the very beginning, it started happening. Now they're saying the moms who went back there for postnatal care are also being affected by the bacteria. Come on now. Come on now. That's shameful. That's shameful. Why did you hide that? That's information that the public needs to know. You know, these people forget that they're supposed to be working for the people because they were elected by the people. Somehow things have turned around, and now it seems like the people are subservient to them and they are above and beyond. High noses up. I live on the hill up there. My children don't go to the same hospitals that your children go to, so I'm not too worried about that. Somebody called them late night and said, sir, babies are dying over here. The thing don't look good, it look bad. I could imagine them saying, well, just keep it under wraps, don't make sure it doesn't get out into the media because we don't want a frenzy, and we'll be right there to look at it. Tick, tick, tick. Months later, all right, make we see what I go on now. Because I'm here say a dozen's dead. So first thing we're going to do is downplay the numbers because we can't have them out here saying dozens of babies died. And, liability lawsuits are coming our way and all these other kind of things. We're going to have to fix this up. But again, my children don't go to those kinds of places for medical care. So me no business about to know. Anyhow, for them picnic was to go to these places would be top notch. They would be like the places that you go to in the US and other first world countries. This is factual, and I keep telling you that the ground reason all this is because the people are not demanding. They are worshiping their leaders and not demanding them to do what it is they were elected to do. Hello, I've said this like 7 years now. Anytime our leaders have to fly out to another country all the time to get medical help, when we have institutions where enough of we can't fly out, enough Jamaicans can't fly out, they don't have no visa, they don't have no this, they don't have enough resources, they have to stay there and take what they're given. These people are wealthy. They fly out. Their children go to the best schools. Their children see the top doctors. They fly out. They don't even trust the medical system that's there, the healthcare system that's there. Them fly out. They know that it is crappy, so them fly out. If they trusted it, you would have passed them at the doctor more time. If they trusted it, their family would be going to the same places your family is going to, but they don't. Just keep that in mind. All right. So the first order of business should be fix up the hospitals, make them adequately stocked with all the things that they need, get us up to first world. A nation that cannot take care of its people's health is a nation that's in trouble. And we don't have crime and violence as strongly we are already. And now this dirty public medical facilities with subpar. Boy, I don't know. But what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We already know the solution, and we've been talking about it forever. The people need to move. The people need to move. It's always been that way. One type of medical care and law assistance to some, never for the ordinary people. Soldier 819, absolutely. And that need to change. Once stuff like that start changing, Jamaica will start being that heaven on earth utopia kind of place that we talk about. That and how they deal with the crime. I saw a headline yesterday that says Prime Minister Andrew Holness is supposed to come on, I think, today with his plan of how he's going to deal with crime. My granny used to look over our glasses, so we've heard that before, right? How long have we been hearing that? Honestly, nothing changed? Okay. Just horrible, man. Horrible. Anyhow, let's get right into this one. Meat of the matter. We're going to save the Oberlin student spiritual attack thing for the last this morning, but I want to get into this first. So the headline says reports of another rape murder case in search for Rushane Patterson. People, I told you all about the last one, which was his first one that got him in trouble, right? Where the boy allegedly, because I wasn't there, roll up on the two people, them, the man and the woman that was walking down the street, throw the woman in the car, tie up the man and throw him in the trunk. Man jump out, them flying at high speed. He tried to escape, he died because he jumped out of a fast-moving car. She was taken to some location off in some bush somewhere, raped, and her throat cut. His charges were kidnapping, rape, and murder. The woman, like, them cut her throat, but them never cut her throat good enough. Some passerby saw her, got her to a hospital, and she miraculously survived. She survived, but not only did she survive, she pointed out in a lineup, him, officer, him and somebody else, but him definitely. He was released on bail. You see, people still saying Rushane. Only his parents could come tell me if it's a different. Because again, it's Rushane. Rushane. That's Shane. Rushane. Again, and I said before, Gleaner, Observer, Loop, every single media outlet personality calls it, our media outlet houses calls it Rushane and spells it Rushane. People are saying SouFlo is Rushane. Me no want to get into the Rushane thing. Me want to get into the real issue. Anyhow, he got away with that one. I made y'all aware of that, right? And that's out there in the media now. But there's another one. There's another one. And the other one, wait till you hear this. Check this article out. And it's funny how when they print these things, if they are wrong or in the wrong, they kind of like push them around at page 7 at the last paragraph or something like that. But if it's breaking news and it's exciting, it's on front page. So when I was going, I'm scouring, looking through, and I was like, what's this? Rotted one next old case. That means him, and then I saw the dates. I was like, no, man, this just happened. This just happened. Watch this. Reports are surfacing that Rushane Patterson was held just 5 months ago by the police after he reportedly absconded bail again. Remember, I know him did abscond bail in the first case when we just talked about, with the woman throat cut and she still survived and come point him out. He absconded bail in that. He ended up turning himself in with a lawyer in that. He ended up getting that case thrown out because they cannot locate her. Nobody don't know if she went to heaven or hell, if she went to a foreign country or she in her grave. Nobody knows. There is no known information about her whereabouts. She disappeared off the face of the earth. And because they were not able to locate her, them fling out a case there. Well, my friend, here is more. Because just 5 months ago, he was held again by police after he absconded bail in a case where he was being investigated again. Then they gave him bail again 5 months ago. The other case I'm talking about was 2013, 2014. This was a few months ago. And he absconded, him get bail again, and him abscond again. He was being investigated for murder and rape. Again. Wow. He admitted to his name on Popeye's interview. Okay, my friend. Well, Rushane, me still never hear it. So me I say it's spelled until. Mel, thank you. I appreciate you greatly. So here we go. This is 9 years after a judge threw out a similar case against him. In the 2013 matter, he was placed under investigation for rape, abduction, and murder, and reports are that that case was thrown out, like I just told you, because the witness failed to show. Everybody is asking, where's that witness? Well, the answer is never to be seen again. Don't know if that witness hide and afraid and run gone and say, you know what, somebody told her you better you shut him out and just disappear, or she was taken care of and made to disappear, if you know what I mean. We don't know. Checks by Loop News have found that following that 2013 development, Patterson was reportedly held by officials in Lucy in May of 2022. in May of 2022, again, after they had sent out a warning calling for him again to turn himself in to answer to another case of rape and murder. It is a serial murderer. Is a serial rapist murderer or what? What's going on? Cause boy, I know some people name get called up sometime, but the same thing, so repeatedly over and over, so. Stash says that youth has been killing from he's a teenager and he hasn't stopped. That's what I've heard. I've actually heard, and I said it yesterday morning, that it's 5 women so far that they know of, and there could be more. Again, this is what I've heard. Me not tell nobody says facts. Me not tell nobody say me know for sure cause me have proof. I'm saying that's what's out there. The streets are talking. When you hear the streets talk, sometimes the streets might not get it right. But something always in a something, if you know what I mean, right? Because look, they told us, hey, JCF, know is who do it. Now go and get him before he leaves the island, fly out and leave the island. Next thing you know, person of interest, Rushane Patterson, however you want to say it, has fled the island. Headline news. But how come the people them didn't know that already and law enforcement never know that? His family is connected to powerful people and them have like a bit of money and stuff, so and them always back him up in everything him do. That we pay for get him out of anything, and here we are again. New case show up. So how the hell did he get out of this again? So that might be why he decided to run, because he was already had absconded on a next bail and was already out there floating around. Shouldn't they have been looking for him? Shouldn't he have been placed on the most wanted list? I mean, we're talking about murder and rape here. We're not talking about like somebody thief a car or serial shoplifter from supermarkets. We're talking about murder and rape. Should he not have been placed on the most wanted list? A senior police official in that parish has since confirmed the information and had told Loop News that the case at the time was later transferred to the corporate area, and Patterson was scheduled to appear before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish courts on Tuesday, May 31st of 2022. I think, come on now. They don't just arrest you, especially people like that, on just accusations. Usually them have a little bit more to go on. So for them to arrest him, and then he was able to secure bail and abscond bail and come up on a next case like that with a pending court date for May 31st of 2022. And them couldn't find him. And he didn't go to court because they couldn't find him, and he was not on any wanted list anywhere. The citizens, again, were not notified that, hey, this man floating around out there. The revelation has left several social media users asking what took place between that time. As 5 months later, here we are again. Patterson is at the center of another investigation. No. 5 months later, again. Now he's at the center of another investigation that has been named a person of interest in the case where the body of social media influencer SLICKIANNA was found at a beach in St. James. And that may I say to Soji, may I say is a serial killer this? So the young lady that wrote in one of the things that I read from Andre something, the whole heap of letter where them write can send come give him, the woman them. So the one that said the police officer warned her because remember, you know, she said is the boy a stalker, cause every day she leave work he would be right there. You know, when a man want to talk to a woman and you're like, I'm gonna be persistent. Yeah, there's a line there though. Because after she tell you like, yeah, yo, I'm saying I'm not interested, and you show up at her job again every day, and you're walking with her as if you guys are a couple. You know, I try to put hand around her and these things. She have to rebuff your advances and thing. She have to think about what to tell you. Remember the girl said she eventually told him that she have a policeman. Her man is a policeman and him don't play about her. And it's so him leave her alone. But a police saw him with her, and the police told her, all allegedly, but I'm just saying, the police told her, yo, a dangerous youth that. No good, not nothing with them man there. So again, the streets might be right? Them know him. SouFlo, them know him. He's well known. Them know same wicked. Them know what him do. Them just have a difficult time touching him, pinning things upon him, convicting him because of who he is connected to. I see somebody just say, him family has so much money for him family have what them own Jamaica. My friend, that's how it works in Jamaica. Don't take my word for it. Numbers don't lie. Which rich people picking you see doing time in prison in Jamaica? I'm in the US and I can tell you, ask me right now, I can pull up a list of billionaires, multimillionaires, rich people, children, what them call again, trust fund babies, and all the high-ranking politicians, all these people in a prison here. Them set up sting operation, them catch them, they take them to court, they try them, they build cases against them, they convict them, and they lock them away, and them get them 20 years and them 30 years too, like everybody else. Never happened in Jamaica, ever. Ever. The talk, Annette Henry, the talk about him being connected, we don't know. And that is what sparked people asking the question, I wonder if I'm related to PJ Patterson because them come from the same area in Jamaica, which led us to a different conversation yesterday where I was saying, listen, if you're from the same island, given our history of how we got these names, your people are probably related to each other. Might be by distance, might be them not even know each other like that. Well, I know some Patterson will come from down so, but we're not related. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You dig deep enough, you'll find the connections. So we don't know who he is related to. I'm not standing here saying he's related to PJ Patterson and no fear fuck. Again, I'm just saying it begs for us to ask these questions. Not true? There are also reports circulating. Hold on there. Let's take this call real quick. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFlo.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
Good. Glad you came through here.
You have us on speaker or Bluetooth or something?
No.
Okay, because you sound like you're underwater.
Oh, yeah.
Lost the call. There are also reports circulating that he was given until Saturday. We already know that. He was given until Saturday, October 22nd, just a few days ago. Today is the 27th. On the 22nd, he was supposed to turn himself in, and he did not. Somebody said them see him out at airport aboard a plane at Norman Manley International heading out of Jamaica. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Hey, morning, SouFlo.
Morning, fam. How you doing?
I'm great, man. Giving thanks a lot.
All right, sir. What's going on? Talk to me now.
I've been trying to get to about 3 days now or something like that.
By calling this
Yeah,
number?
man. Yeah.
All right. Is something you want to talk about on air or?
I want to talk to you off the air.
Okay. All right. I will make that available after this show. Try time the show and right after I finish, because I get pretty busy. So after I finish, I'll look out for your call.
Yeah, what time?
Usually end this about 8:45 that time.
8:45. So we have the same time?
Yeah, where are you? Jamaica?
Cayman.
Cayman? Don't know. I think we keep the same time.
Okay.
What time is it now for you?
Let me see. No, it's 7:10.
Okay, we're on this. No, I'm an hour ahead of you. Cause it's
okay.
Yeah.
Were you in Florida?
Yes.
Okay, so our time is it?
Mm-hmm.
Our time for now about 8.
Link me in an hour.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
All right. All right. There are also reports circulating that Patterson was given till the 22nd to turn himself by on the 22nd to turn himself in by 5 p.m. 5 p.m. roll round, no Patterson. 6 p.m. roll round, no Patterson. Next day roll round, no Patterson. His lawyer or his attorney, again, I haven't verified if it's his attorney for real, but that was the report that came out again in the same news media that says his attorney contacted them and said that he would make himself available. So he's like somewhere bargaining. I don't want to talk to you. Talk to my attorney. I'll come to you when I'm ready, when I feel like it, kind of thing. Senior members of the police high command have, however, denied the reports that he recently booked a flight and left the country. Them said them not have no kind of information, that type of information. Just like how Christopher Tufton just said, him not have that kind of information about dozens of children that died. It's like 7, 8, or 9 or something like that, but not dozens. Here they are saying the same thing. We don't have that type of information about him leaving. They made a gross error. He was recently brought up again on the same thing. There's a problem here. How can you give somebody bail, right? If me keep on come up with the same kind of stuff, rape or murder, how much time are you gonna give me bail? How much time am I gonna abscond? And then show up later with a lawyer, a good lawyer, and then have case throughout? They made a grave error. And dangerous people, if somebody is deemed dangerous, then you need to let the public know. That's how you keep the public safe. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me better?
Yes, can hear you loud and clear now.
Okay, different phone.
All right.
Yeah.
Talk to us now.
The definition of a serial killer or alleged or suspected is 3 persons or more. Every law, every government knows that. Every criminal system knows that. And you let somebody out on bail to go back to court, and you don't have this person in the system from parish to parish to parish.
And remember, we talk about the DNA database that Jamaica does not have.
That's where I was going.
The national DNA database.
You've been talking about that. I've been listening to you since your kids were babies, not even the latest kids.
Right.
And, you know, they have sent free database system into Jamaica.
They sent experts who set up the same system in the US to go set up the system in Jamaica. That's the US trying to help Jamaica. And that man left frustrated. And when he left, he got back to the US and he did a press release and he said, let me put it to you like this. Those authorities in Jamaica, they don't want it set up. Plain and simple.
And he said it plain and simple.
Plain and
just
simple.
Like that.
Yeah. He said for whatever reason,
just like that.
They don't want it set up. All the obstacles that we
Exactly.
met was from them. The same people who are supposed to be gung-ho about setting it up were the same people that were placing all these obstacles and frustrated the hell out of him to the point where he left the island.
And if we look at it all, Jamaica is getting past the point of preferential treatment.
Mm-hmm.
That little boy that got his throat slashed,
Mm-hmm.
and the parents decided they didn't want to cooperate with police anymore.
Right. Right. But
You know,
did you know the details behind that little boy?
yes, I know the people. I know the people who know him, know her. I know him personally, and they've been talking from day one.
Did you hear whose grandchild that was?
It's a different Issa, but it's nonetheless in the same last name, but it's nonetheless in the same levels.
Okay. All right.
You know,
I'm seeing here. Did you see that? Well, I see the comments in the comment section going up, and I should be paying more attention to you talking. But I was gonna say to the audience, so I don't forget, that's the thing I was gonna get to, that they said they don't have any information about him leaving the island, and then the news entity that reported that he had left the island, Nationwide doubled down and reprinted that same thing again yesterday, that he has left the island, confirmed. And now people are saying, well, he did call in somewhere, somebody's interview, and said, yes, he is off the island and he's in fear of his life because he's getting a lot of death threats and all this other stuff. So there you have it. Or maybe he could still in the island, but saying he left.
And after 3 murders, suspected murders, you get bail and you're not on a wanted list and you're not on a do not flee, or you're not on a immigration block list at the airport, nothing.
Right. We call it a bolo. Be on the lookout for. And they didn't put any of that out for him.
Our system in Jamaica does not protect the average citizen. It doesn't protect anybody at this point.
It does. It protects the wealthy and the well-connected, and that's about it. It protects the wealthy and the well-connected, and that's about it.
And the operative word is connected.
Connected, yes.
Connected to all the corruption from day one.
Yes.
Connected.
Absolutely.
They're doing the most. They're doing whatever. You know, my particular case, they know who did the arson on my property. They know exactly who. But you think they're going to do anything about it? They're going to go through the motions. But guess what? I'm a U.S. citizen. That's enough. And I'm telling anybody that's a returnee to Jamaica, get yourself listed and signed up on the U.S. At the U.S. Embassy. Anytime you travel anywhere, you're supposed to do it anyway.
Right.
Department of State.
Right.
Regardless of whether you live in Jamaica full-time or part-time. Because if anything happens, any crime is committed against you, you have a right to go back and report it. Not just no Amnesty International situation, but that leaves us with people who don't have that benefit.
Right.
Everyday people walking around in Jamaica. Your throat gets slashed and you point somebody out in a lineup. There shouldn't be in the system that you don't show up to court.
That's the part that's crazy.
So the cases show up. That shouldn't even be the case.
That is the part that is crazy. You and I both know, right, that if that was in the US, right, once that person survived and actually pointed you out, that person doesn't need to show up again.
Period.
Right. That is held and as a valid thing that they can use to try and convict you, and they will use it to try and not to try, they will use it to convict you. But Jamaica is different. Like, how I don't understand how this lady survived and then get up and say, it's him. He did this to me. Like, what better proof do you need? Do you need an actual video seeing him doing it to her to say, okay, that is him doing it to her? The victim is telling you that this is him. And the crazy part is how the victim disappeared.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which is, thank God, the only reason that they caught this other dude is because the police guy with the Donna Lee case is because of all eyes were on and all of the pressure.
And all of the video, all of the evidence that they couldn't sweep away. You see that neighbor? Them couldn't sweep him away. He had 5 cameras.
Exactly.
And he said he's not turning in any of it. He's not giving any of it over to dude. He's turning it in. And, you know, all those things. There was
how many Rushane, they're going to call him Rushane,
Rushane, however they want to say
Rushane, may I call him?
Rushane, may I call him?
How many type of people are lurking around Jamaica? And then people get offended when, you know, you're the first one I heard read the statistics of Jamaica being the number 2 country in the world for femicide.
Yeah, and when I said serial killers are lurking amongst us.
Yes, you said it day one.
There are serial killers in Jamaica.
I was right with you the other day when you said, I don't get to always watch you on live, but the other day when you said, you're getting out Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. I said, you know, I'm not trying to judge, but the first picture I saw, I said, man, this must be like his half brother from a black father. You know, and then the whole thing is she's a PUSSY seller. But you know, where I first saw this is a major, and I went to task with him.
That's what
a major man in politics came on. I'm Facebook friends with him. Came on and posted about it earlier and just bashed the girl and bashed the girl and bashed the girl. And in the comments, everybody said, yeah, because of your nephew. That was before we saw any pictures. And they were like, how do you know who she was and what she was doing? I mean, and the man has gone on and on and on, like on a soapbox about it.
This thing where they vilify the victim, right? She was is a whore, a prostitute, or she sell pum pum, or she lived this kind of promiscuous life, and she make this happen to herself. And you know, okay, there's value in speaking about that if you're trying to teach other young ladies, say, yo, don't go down this path and stay away from certain things. But in the grand scheme of things, nothing warranted unless she was some kind of person who set up his life and him find out and man almost kill him and he had to, which I highly doubt, right? So prostitution has been around forever. We can't go around killing every prostitute. In some places, it's even legal. In Europe, they have the red light district and these women pay taxes and are in a designated area and make a good income living off of this. So you can't,
and I think even in the state of Nevada, right?
Right. That don't warrant you doing all that. But was he reading the Bible? Because like my boy that said the other morning when he pull out the Bible verse and say, the Bible verse that said something along the lines of like, you can rape them, but just don't sell them to foreigners. And it's in the Bible. Again, just talking in circles, but you know, I'm trying to put some sense to 2 things. 1, what makes a person tick in this manner? And 2, how can the JCF be so lackadaisical with something like this? And this ain't the first one. He's not the only one. I don't want to keep calling up this man's name, but I gotta say it. The X6 Kajil Mace situation was pretty similar to this. Well connected. Yep, well connected.
And just one last thing. I don't want to take up your whole time. Other callers are calling in. You reported on, and you're the only one that I saw that reported on Remember the young lady that was working at Bebe Salon, left out of Bebe Salon to go get her, left her bag at work.
And
she
went
was
to the
going
bathroom.
to talk to somebody.
Left her bag at her desk.
At her booth.
Right.
At working at Bebe Salon, and
Right.
they found her days later, Dashway on the road. You reported.
Yeah,
just look
I
up
did.
on your
I
own
did.
thing,
I
Bebe
did.
Salon.
I did. I was getting it confused with another one, with the one that was the call center.
Yeah.
But yes, I did.
It's so many. Yeah.
Right.
You're the only one who reported on this.
A lot of these are swept under the rug, especially if it's women.
I was listening to a call by, nobody even knew about it. I was listening to a call with this, one of the things with the guy, Andre.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how women are calling in now?
Mm-hmm.
They were calling in back then when the Donnelly thing started about Maitland.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman calling and she said, ask Noel Maitland about the girl that they find Dashway on the road from Bebe Salon. And I was like, Bebe Salon, I just remembered that.
Wait. They said ask what?
Ask Noel Maitland about the girl that they found, the hairdresser they found Dashway on the side of the road from Bebe Salon. If you go back to what you wrote, I tagged back to your page. I tagged both of them calls back to your page.
Okay.
These things, people know. Like you said, the streets are talking. The streets know. People know. People know in my neighborhood who burnt down my house.
Mm-hmm.
People know, and they're bragging. But guess what? When the feds come for them, they ain't got nothing else to say.
You have to do it with outside
because
help.
The Jamaican government, you have no justice in Jamaica if you're a Jamaican citizen. You have no justice. I'm sorry to say, show me where anything has happened recently and there's been justice. Even in freaking sentences, there's no justice.
Yep.
You go kill a whole family and you get considered their considerations. Come on now. But in any event, let me go on, yeah?
All right. I appreciate you all the time, my sister. Thank you for calling in.
You too.
All right.
All right. Okay, bye-bye.
My boy. You know, saying that in all Maitland case, you know, you say true. I guess I'll have to keep using the alleged. Because I don't want them people that see me out the road and try to bother me. Because the whole way we end up on front page. But alleged. There were talks about Noel out there too. Before Donnelly situation. Holy patak. This ain't his first rodeo. Him just get caught up now. But the way how they sweep stuff under the rug and protect who they want to protect is something else. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFlo. Can you hear me?
Yes, brother, I can hear you.
Yeah, bless up on the morning.
Manners and respect. Blessed your morning to you too. Wagwan. Talk to me.
I want to touch on is only Jamaican people understand that the politicians are in favor of criminals. Jamaica gained independence in 1962.
Mm-hmm.
From this, we have Edward Siaga, PJ Patterson, Portia, Andrew. No, some leave out a couple others, but people know the rest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that Edward Siaga time, we normally hear stories of how, you know, the political warfare was very strong, you know? For getting votes, a lot of people were murdered, etc. Guns used to come into the country like crazy.
Right.
And I just up to where they were bringing certain gun laws to prosecute people to say that it is mandatory that if a man get catch with this and get this or whatever years, you get me I say?
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to a YouTuber with it and I talk about a specific case. I think it was the one where the father accidentally shoot his son. And I think it was either a politician or a lawyer who come out and made a statement saying that, must see if a man come in your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a gun and you have like say for example a knife,
mm-hmm.
you have to shoot him. even if you come for rape your wife.
So
That's what the guy said. Because he said, because you have a gun, you would have probably like overpowered him already. You get me? I say? So what you must do, I tell him for back off. Imagine yourself, you're a licensed firearm holder, right? Man come for rob your place or whatever. And just because you have a knife or one pickaxe or something, you must understand, say, back off, I have a gun. If he's a criminal player, but the fact you have a gun, watch numerous videos where a man with a knife.
But them talk that kind of foolishness that one time them a try. If they're trying to justify some foolishness, them always come out with that. But that don't. I bet you they would never apply that to any of us regular citizens.
It's just like in a film case, if a man come from the house and them have them gun, them about shot after them. You know?
That's a normal reaction.
It's just like with Hollywood people, I say, ban gun and all these stuff. But in the movies, them promote the most gun. Them have the security with the biggest and the baddest gun. Some of them people in America were Hollywood stars were anti this and anti that. Them have bigger guns now. Man even going at the war with, or man in the army with, you see me?
Me have one
so
right now.
I show the Jamaican people that the laws that are in the country, the man them are laughing our face, literally. They do not care. Like, over the past 15, 10 years, how the Jamaican government shows them care for the people, even when they're during the pandemic. Yes, man, I understand to them go to like 10 grand and so, but them if they really want to get out to a certain extent, you know?
What 10 grand can do a Jamaica do, brother? Talk to me.
Exactly.
Yeah. 10,000 US Jamaican dollar. What can that do?
It's just like with the New York mayor when he talk about, you know, me personally live in New York, I'm gonna take the train every day for go work. And you know, there are numerous incidents on the subway. Right. And this man say it is safe and whatever. I mean, I say, all right, then, since it's safe, I take the subway then. You not take the subway to feel the pain of the people I feel or the paranoia with the people I feel at daytime. I get me, I say, you see the public transportation, I take mad people dep on you and make threats after you and all these bullshit.
He's chauffeured around in a limousine with a high-profile security team and all these things.
Right,
and them sit down from that position and
make use
talk.
of 10 grand. What do you mean make use of 10 grand? The people that use this money every day, they know how far it can stretch.
Is who did come in a parliament with the little basket and show where the 10 grand can buy. And the way how them laugh, slap foot, they laugh, you know.
Them make millions of dollars a month plus bonuses, you know.
Them laugh, you know, man. One time the man showed me say £1 of rice, something. I forgot who did it. One of the, I don't want to say the wrong name.
But I know more touch one as well, so I realize a lot of the crimes in Jamaica now. I realize a lot of these people are some form of like repeat offenders. Whether they're guilty or not, but somehow they've had previous run-ins with the law.
Yes.
Started to realize that with most of these cases that has been coming up.
Yes. We're absolutely tired of this. Let me tell you what's the running theme in Jamaica, okay? Man arrested in shooting case, released on bail. Man arrested for the murder of so-and-so, released on bail. Murder and rape, like in this case, released on bail. He's not the first one. This is something that they do in Jamaica all the time. And I've been saying this for like the whole 7 years I've been here. I've been saying this like that right there. Don't they notice there's a chain reaction? Every time them people here get released on bail, what do you notice happen? How them beat the case? The people who are supposed to be star or key witnesses normally end up disappearing. Case get thrown out. Man come back on road again. So what that does is it emboldens another person to say, okay, boom. What I have to do is, so I secure my bail money. Once we get the bail, we're going to take care of the witness them. Once we take care of the witness them, then we know so that case they're dead. And it's a common thing that is done.
But for example, you know, it's just like with the Klansman trial we're going right now. A lot of them get bail and realize that eventually some of them end up on dead.
Same way.
The rifles come kill them, you know?
Same way.
Or them go kill people.
Same way.
So the justice system is lacking in so many departments, and yet still, you know, and Jones promised the people them say them could have sleep with them doors open. And even for him, I don't feel him even sleep with him doors open.
But brother, you see the wall around him property? You don't see it.
Let me see the wireless.
You have to
How much
fly.
them say? $2 million sitting.
Boy, you have to fly in a helicopter to go over the wall there, here, sir. So them man, they're well secured. And on top of that wall, there's a security detail. So you're not gonna go up there that easy. That's just a place where you're not gonna go. From you reaching at the area where that is located, you'll get haul and pull up from there. So you won't even get close enough to the actual house. So them people are well safe. And they know they're well safe. So they have
also,
yeah, talk now.
Yeah, with even these, politicians nowadays, in terms of like the FLA and all these stuff, right? May I say the corruption that is involved with the issuing of guns is that the average Jamaican citizen even can protect themselves either,
All right.
It's one bag of loophole. You have a business, and I say, boy, say, up the road, crime bad. But I want to lock off a firearm to myself and my family, just protect my property, protect my livestock, whether I'm a cow them or whatever.
Brother,
here, some Master John cow them get cut throat with you,
Listen now, all when you go and tell them, say, listen, man, run up in my place and I talk about extortion money and all these things. Them still say you are denied. Imagine that. Even when you run, there's one guy that went and complained to them, went through the process of trying to get his firearm, and they told him that nothing not going on for you, man. See, they have to give you a written reason, right? So I'm having proof of his written reason. His written reason was his life is not in imminent danger. He's in a pretty safe space. I see him youth, I keep saying it, I see him Chinese youth, where them coming and parents grocery store and killing mother and him father.
That was one in St. Elizabeth.
Yes. Yes. And the son had applied.
Well, listen,
and was rejected twice.
If they try them now get the gun to that extent, imagine the Jamaican.
All right, sir.
But the last thing I want to touch on SouFlo is right now I'm at the age of 22, right?
Right.
So fairly young, getting older. Yeah, I know some I get older because we can stay up past 5 o'clock like one time.
You're not too early for you, brother. You're in your prime, You're supposed to party all night and still go work double shift.
With all these, crimes that's going on against women, right? I look at it from a different perspective in the sense that it hurt me when women kind of come out and say the man them just a kill the woman themselves. In the sense that they make it seem like as if men just go out and kill women.
Right.
I'm not saying you have the 1% of men in the world who have hatred for women, right? But a lot of the times, I believe that it is circumstances why it leads to someone getting killed. And I've always reiterated to myself that if a man can look on a man and kill a man for whatever reason, he's also going to look at a woman and kill her for whatever reason. Whether him feels him spend money on her or whether him feels you get me, I say?
Yeah.
Just like with a man.
Yeah.
Joey owe him 50 grand and he must say, yo, Joey, give me 50 grand enough. The man give him 50 grand and kill the man because of anger, ignorance, and all these stuff. And I'm not condoning violence against women. And I'm also not condoning violence against men.
Right.
But I just want to say it's not the case where men just get up and say, I'm not going to kill a woman. So in the SLICKIANNA case, I do not know the circumstances as to why she died. It is very unfortunate.
Right.
But I said, it kind of just hurtful because sometimes I feel like, say, yo, you see, the more men do this, it make it worse for people like, not me specifically, but people down the line, the whole culture in general, the generations in general. You get me, I say?
You know what I've noticed? All right, so as a 22-year-old, I actually have a son that is close to your age. So I'm a big man for you, could I be a father? Okay, so in these situations, right, we can all say, no matter what the woman do, she don't deserve to die. And I keep saying this to the audience. This is the cliche stuff to say, but it's not going to save anybody. The only way we can start saving these women and young ladies, most of them anyways, because like you said, intelligent observation, like you said, most of the time is circumstances. Certain circumstances happen, certain situations happen. In other words, then let's be blunt with it. In most of these cases, the female was complicit to a certain point. She made some bad decisions that led her into the company of and around certain things. So the most we can't talk to them, maniaca. Believe it or not, bro. Some of these females, they don't have nothing to do with it at all. They've never done the man a thing. Like the bunch of girls that I think it was last year, we had like a whole rash, and the year before that, girls being found. The girl them jumping in a taxi didn't even know the man, them end up dead. When I saw one picture, me telling her the bamboo with them, the way how they did her, you know, they didn't have nothing. It's people with issues in them head. Real serial killers are among us. Mental health issues unchecked. Psycho people who have been given bail time after time, given the leeway to continue to do wrong. The system set up wrong. There is no national DNA database. They test it already and find out, say, yo, me can get away with this, you know, and they keep doing it. These are the things that are happening. It's a multifaceted thing. That this beast have many heads. But the baseline to try to save these women though is to just speak to the younger ones, and if the older ones want to hear them here too. But there are things that you can do to subtract yourself from most of this.
They need to also take responsibility, because we have a culture where, you know, women tend to say a good man alone, they want not them whole.
Yes, that's true.
And then glamorize the bad boy culture. And let me tell you, a lot of these men that some of these women are with, them tell them straight up, say, listen, if you left me, kill you.
Yeah, true.
And then take it as some form of joke.
True.
And they've been in situations where these men have made threats against their life, and not also only made threats, they've also physically, to some extent, try to abuse them out. Something, whether it's a look a one-tone person, but them take it as a joke and then glamorize this stuff. Yeah. Just like the guy done a master map when he shoot at the girl. And I tell you, say, SouFlo, the way the man do with the girl the day, we can tell you, say, we can beat that girl already, you know. Because whether they don't give the girl a kiss or not, the man just out of nowhere shoot the girl, bam in her head.
In front of everybody,
and
right?
Them the type of rage what the man carry out already, whether with she or with the next female. I mean, no same thing done a woman already.
True.
And it's like, my tell you, in the girl that just passed away, I don't know if she know that this guy did have that type of history. You get me? I say?
She's a social media person, my friend. There's no way she cannot not know. There's no way she can not know.
If these females know the history of this, you can't put yourself around them people, because if me know say, yo, this a man involved in a sitting and I'm not that type of person, me don't want nothing to do with that.
Right. You see,
if you know say this a girl growing a rap people, me don't want to sleep with her.
Right. You're right. In the SLICKIANNA case, we can say, you know, cause the youth here, slick talker, and probably can say to his credit, well, if what them say me guilty for, them not lock me up yet, that's for sure you say me not guilty. And a woman would buy that. Because she probably don't understand the laws, that the laws are flawed. You see, when you're in Jamaica looking out is different from when you're out looking in, you know. When we're out looking in, we're able to compare other places that run a different program, and we say, well, how it can work so in there, so, and look at that. And they gave him bail again. And this in Jamaica, when you're there, the people that are there, to them, is like, it's the norm. This is how things work.
Them so feels it, knows it, you know.
I saw.
And the Jamaican people, I them feel it and I them know it, you know. And it's always good looking at things in hindsight. But the last 2 months from SouFlo, you see, a lot of these stuff, you know, stem from trauma, you know. Because I just listened to a podcast from Joe Rogan yesterday, and there's a doctor guy on it, Dr. Gabriel Mate, I think I say him last name pronounced. And he was talking about trauma and what people, you see when a baby SouFlo, you see when they don't get good teaching and good loving from your parents, there's certain things in your brain where you're lack.
Yeah.
Where you're not fully developed. And these are the things that you tend to search for, whether it is in people or whether it is in drugs, and a lot of times they get addicted. So you see, enough time people know how to work them mind around other people. You get me? I say? So whether they want to commit 10 crimes before, them can easily go to a female and say, well, you know, so me never convicted no one due to the statute in law 101. If me never convicted, then me not guilty. And a female, we just easily fall for it because a lot of
Right.
times they're looking for acceptance or some form of love or something, you know?
Right. Right. Boy, you're welcome, brother. Appreciate you calling. Have a wonderful day. All right, manners and respect.
Yeah.
Peace. All right, listen. Enough of this. Let's close off this segment because we have to get into the one where we really want to get into now, which is this whole one bag of knives the picnic them go on with yesterday, and you know this look frightening to some people. I've spoken to you all about this before and how it affected even my life. Because I'm telling us, I grew up in a church. The church was across the street from my house. When they weren't having church in church, then would I bring the church come in my living room. So I am very much aware of indoctrination, of spiritual conviction that plays so much on the mind that you would have believe things you see are happening around you, that is happening to you too. See? We do enough of the Rushane something. Just know, say, him did just get caught again just the other day. And he was on bail again. And he absconded that bail. And he was supposed to go to court on May 3rd, May of this year. May 31st of September 2022. He was a no-show. Of course, he's running around wild. And again, they failed to notify the public. Imagine if they had actually notified the public. Maybe SLICKIANNA would have seen it and she would have said, "Rotted." But no, you did the something like this before in a 2014. And you're upon this again. How come you're not in? Then not say your abscond bail. Your court date not gone. How come you not turn yourself into no, me not deal with the mayor, man. Me I stay clear. Maybe that would have saved her. Had they notified the public front page style. Front page style is how they need to notify the public about situations and people like these. Not saying he's guilty because I'm not the judge, juror, and me not have everything laid out in front of me, but from what it looks like, just the fact that you absconded bail on a serious charge like that, rape or murder again, and it wasn't your first time, the public needed to know, hey, if you see this person out there, call us. This person, you need to turn yourself in. Wanted man, that's how you're going to get them off the road. You can't keep having these people out there like this with this kind of reputation and them just float around freely. Make him go to court, go prove himself in front of a judge and a jury or however that works out. But you can't have them running around until. See it? Move right along now. I see a thing happened yesterday. I'm looking for the best video that I have of it. All right, here it is. Y'all saw this yesterday. Please tell me in the comment section what y'all think is happening here.
Family, just asking right now. I'm at work and we're in a crisis here. We had devotion this morning and we haven't even been able to have classes. We had a devotion that was really groundbreaking for the school, but guys, the demons that are here just started manifesting themselves to the students. Students were just dropping like flies, starting convulsing. You mean the demons were literally speaking to us and telling us things. They're still, the school is still in an uproar. Persons are still there, convulsion and everything. So I'm asking you, please, wherever you are, to just breathe a word of prayer for Oberlin High School and the students, parents, teachers, everybody. I'm just asking you, please, if you could do that now. We really need, it's only prayer. It's only prayer can restore what is happening now. And Lord, we need all the prayer we can get at this time. We need all.
I don't know if y'all saw the videos yesterday, but these kids were pretty much hurting themselves. So you have kids that were holding other children down. They were holding the other children down because the children were flailing them out around so much. Them a lick bench and wall and other people, and you know, if you hit the wall like that, you know you're gonna hurt your arm. If you lick a bench, so you know you're gonna hurt your hand. If you flick back your heads upon concrete, you know you're gonna hurt your head. Quite a few of them were actually taken to the hospital and taken in for treatment. The number says there was about 250 of them that were going on like that. Now, here's the thing. This followed what they call them. They want to reword it now as a devotion, but this followed what they call a prayer session. Okay? This followed what they call a prayer session, and this prayer session ended up. Listen how the school administration is wording it. They had devotion, and then a prayer breakthrough, and then the Holy Spirit was moving, and demons were attacking the children. It's 2022, man. It's 2022. Here's the lady. Let Mama talk to you a little bit there. So here.
This afternoon, woman. Your reaction to what you saw here.
Wait there. Before I go any further, just know, sir, I got this off of the Observer just so there's no issue, and I'm only using it under the Fair Use Act just for conversation's sake, to further this conversation. All right, we're not stealing your content. You have an interview with the person, and we want to know why she ended up at the school in a prayer and how this all started. Because we're trying to figure out what happened to the kids then. All right, so here we go.
In school this afternoon, woman. Your reaction.
Come on, man. All right, let's redo this. Getting it right. Oh, my volume is gone. Okay. So it's on there.
A lot of children dropped down and down here on the ground. So I went to fasting service. And those that come to the fasting service, we were there praying for.
All right.
Here at Oberlin School this afternoon, woman. Your reaction to what you saw here.
That's what I saw, what I heard. When I was going up to the fasting service today, I heard that a lot of children dropped down and down here on the ground. So I went to fasting service, and with the rest of those that come to the fasting service, we were there praying for the children in Oberlin. We were asking God to do something about what is going on down here, because we know He's God and He's able. So while we were there and going through the fasting service, and we pray about 3 times for down here, when we were about to close the fasting service, a young man came down and said to the pastor while I was on the floor, somebody need prayer. We didn't know who it was. So while we were there waiting for the person to come down with the person who needed prayer, then we saw somebody from Oberlin coming down.
Listen.
Then the power of God moved. The girl was looking so fierce. She was reacting in a manner that is not of herself. So when she was coming on the step, the power of God moved. And we start to move under the anointing of Almighty God. And the Spirit of God tell me to do something, and I did it.
Do it.
And when I did it now, the girl was looking at me so fierce, and I did what the Spirit said I must do again. And after I did what the Spirit said I must do again, she fall to the ground. And when she fall,
Hallelujah. Jesus.
Yetele mama mama, shetele mama masataya. Shetele mama mama sete ye sayaka. Bobo shetele mama. Jesus. Jesus. Hallelujah. 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 Jesus. Thank you, Lord. After you got the Holy Spirit, so she called to the throne and her back. And she called some other she and some other the sister and some other people. Other sisters. After them with your work on her. And what you're working on her.
Working on her.
And the Spirit tell me to tell them to put some olive oil in her mouth.
Olive oil in her mouth.
She will be working on her mouth.
I'm here at Oberlin School this afternoon, mommy. Your reaction to what is?
The Spirit tell you if you put olive oil in her mouth. Are you a doctor? Why are you around my child? But you see, listen now. If I was, me didn't want to raise my children them in Jamaica. I actually thought about sending them to boarding school in Jamaica, and I thought about all this. Enough of my audience member them says, SouFlo, you must be mad, man. Unless you're gonna be there to protect those kids on a day in, day out basis, don't do nothing like that. Right? What the Spirit tell you to do, man? She said the Spirit told her to do something, and I did it. And she stand up there and still look for me, even more fierce now than before. And I did what the Spirit told me to do again. What did the Spirit tell you to do? She had a lot of time to say what the Spirit told her to do, but she had all that time to say whatever she was saying. You know them speaking in tongues and go on and carry on, right? There's nobody there to interpret what it is she's saying. If we should go by the word, God is not the author of confusion, right? And usually there should be an interpreter. That if you are speaking in tongues, a message is coming through you. You know, just go off in the higher shabba and nobody don't know what you say. She have a person with her. When she higher shabba the person with her, high satala mama, the two of them sound the same, and nobody now interpret what the other one say. Let me tell you something, right? It's just like this. They've done scientific experiment just to prove this. They've done social experiments to prove this, rather. You ever seen somebody just cut a corner and the person will run? And you not even by the axe what go on. You know, say 10 people run, so me I run, so tuka. Something must be coming from this way that has everybody running this way. Me ask question later, me I run too. That's kind of like the effect that happened there at that place. Somebody said believe, kill, and believe, cure. I said yesterday on another forum, I said the mind is a powerful thing. Somebody come tell me about, no, SouFlo, the mind is weak, and our generation, this new generation, has not been taught to master the mind, so therefore they're in trouble. No, the mind is not weak. The mind is weak to those who think the mind is weak. To those who have no knowledge of the power of the mind, can be overpowered by the mind. The mind is powerful, right? Everything that is done, everything that's created around you, every action that you take, all goes through the mind. It was all created in the mind first. Right now, as a big man, if you carry me go a Clarendon round at my grandparents' them house and tell me middle dark night, go sit down out a door upon the back veranda, me not go in there. Because when time me did little, them used to tell me about rolling calf. My cousin him one time now, go take one buckle torch and light the buckle torch and take one of the white sheet them and cover up himself and run around the house one time. And I was scared for life. Even now, I would say to myself, no man, but I did doggy run around the house. But then again, you're sure I did doggy run around the house? No, Sam, I don't take no chances. Come hear about rolling cap. So right now, if two peeny wally blinking at night, they don't let every hair upon my body stand up. Now remember, you know, Usually how these people justify what they felt is every hair upon my body stand up. You ever get liquid cold water and out the door cold? Or you turn on the shower and the warm water never come on and somebody change the shower head to which part you're the way over here so and the cold water they lick you and you feel like, I saw the thing reach you. Others around you are going to feel the same thing too if their mind is telling them the same thing your mind did not tell you too. Me know everybody come out now about, I'm telling you that the spiritual realm exists and demonic powers are real and our children are under attack and we need prayers. And I don't doubt that the spiritual realm is real. Matter of fact, I know it's real. Children under attack, demonic powers. I know there's good and evil. We call the evil powers them demonic powers. And we kind of call the good, godly. Not saying any of those don't exist. That's not the argument. The argument is what went down at that school. What? And who are these people? Listen. Devotion when me I go to school at Jamaica was, you come turn up in front, everybody gathered up, right? And you sing a one hymn. You see somebody just said it in the comment section not too long ago. You sing a one hymn and together, and then we bow our heads in prayer and we go off the classes. In this particular case, they said one of the teachers said they have a word for the students. So church, I'm going to go hold now. They mean a word from God. Me don't want nobody come tell me about them have no word from God for me here, sir. God gave you a word for you. How him choose you to give you a word for me? And then I send my children to school and you over here talking about the Holy Spirit said to put some olive oil in our mouth. What y'all do in my picnic mouth with olive oil? You know if she allergic? You understand? Like we're in 2022 and this backward ass thinking of superstition. Remember, our culture full of superstition, Spin your roll and turn around 10 times and fling 2 sitting show like a salt back at you and all this before you go inside so doping no follow you in there and this and that. We full of superstition. And these kids are growing up in the same culture with all the things around them to make them afraid. Not to mention Jamaica killy climate and them say an evil force has been let into the country and the country is under a spell and all these things. When you forget the youth them, I think one youth already gets stabbed up at school for a gathering. The minds of the youths are there. They started putting it in music as well. Seeing? You have to have your guard ring and you have to guard up. And how much dopey must dip on your ring load up with dopey and all these things. That what happened yesterday. They had nothing to do with more than mass fear. Mass fear. Indoctrination and mass fear. This is the power that indoctrination holds over the mind. Remember me explain to you, say, if you keep telling a little youth from he's small, from him born, him come say, this, all right, I see Bob Marley picture from the barn, right? I see my grandmother, them, I pray to that picture here, right? Saying, this is your almighty God, right? And if you don't worship him, he's going to strike you down. And you're going to burn in eternal damnation. You know, so if the rest of my life, I got this. And any man tell me, say, I know God this, me cuss them. And tell them, so them figure know God for themselves. Because from when me I pray to him, everything good happening in my life are because of him. That religious indoctrination that we went through, my friend, has done a number on our minds. And it invokes fear. And fear can invoke all other kind of things. Me stand up already in a church. You know them do altar call and stuff. Me go up there, right? Because church, me grow, me say me want to get saved too. Granny said, go on up there, man, go on up there. And then pray for you. Me did it. We had a pastor that was visiting one time. And you know, Pastor Rakan come in and Pastor touch 2 people, so I see the people them fly back and drop and all kind of something. He might come down to me. I'll never forget. He might come down to me. And up on the end of the line, I rotted me. I go drop and lick my head on the bench and all kind of other kind of something. When the man reached me and him I make 4. I swear to God, me left the church that day thinking I must be a demon. I must be a demon, or him must be afraid of me. Because me and the man I make 4. But me is a little youth, but the way me look on him like say, and him do him thing for me now. He and touch me and thing and hi. And hallelujah! And push me a little bit so I go back and rock back. And look at him still so. And I say how everybody else drop and me no drop. I'm telling myself now, God don't hold this from me. I need to feel the anointing. I need this. Me not evil. No doping no dep on me. Me want this. Me want feel the Holy Spirit and get in a spirit and talk in a tongues like, because them tell you say if you get in a spirit and talk in a tongues, it means you're filled with the Holy Ghost, right? And me as a rat, it must be empty now. And me want full up because nothing now go on for me all it. And then go there and then do it again. No, nothing happened to me. And I realized, that's when I started asking questions. I realized I was confused as a youth, but I realized who did want that to catch them? Them get it. They already believed they were going to drop before him even touch them. So you see, once him touch them, he's a holy man of God. And him say, hallelujah! And lock you so one time on your head and your skin up on the floor. They were expecting that. Me that they say, in myself, in my spirit, I'm saying, I want this. Make it happen today, God. Make it happen for me. Make me see it. Make me witness it for real. Let me feel it. Not a thing. Not a thing. Because I wasn't expecting to hit the ground. I was thinking he's probably going to make me hit the ground. And this thing is going to overpower me. And whether I want it or not, it's going to come. And I'm going to feel it. And I'm going to talk in tongues. And not up to this day. I go other churches after that now in the US. Same thing happen. I turn up and look. Me up there in myself, me I say, yes, me want to feel it. Maybe the last one we do it wasn't anointed enough and Holy Ghost filled. Maybe I saw the demon them turn up changing at me. Me want to sit. Not a thing. I literally look at them when they start all this higher shabba and I'm from your little youth. I must say that's why they used to run me down and beat me. So cause I'm like, I'm not here for the foolishness. I saw my spirit did set already from me a little youth. I'm militant from me, I'm not here for the foolishness. Me just couldn't say it because you get enough boof, buff, koof, cough, quef, boodum, bam. And I never want them. I'm waiting on it. So you see them students there that you saw yesterday? They all believe the same thing. They're all coming up under the same system. Them go to the same school, them wear the same uniform. They're unified in many more ways and on many more levels than you could think of. In their communities, they probably all go to the same church, belong to children's group at church and all these other kind of things. So the same indoctrination reached the whole of them. See? I remember goosebumps everywhere. Every hair stand up all on the back of your neck and you say, I hit this. But as I grow older, I realize it's the same feeling. Scientifically, you have your sympathetic and your parasympathetic system. And the mind can strike you to make your sympathetic or parasympathetic system kick off, which means fight or flight, right? And then I feel that way there about 2 penny wally when I see in the bush. Because me feel like say and the rolling calf them there. Same thing. Anybody call again, I go answer the phone. So call back. And that would be our last call for the morning. Because we'll end this. But it's 2022, people. And we need to stop this. And I ask myself, how come this not happen to any other people? Except for those who come under this same thing. I grew up Catholic, never experienced these things until an adult, and so I don't disbelieve Christianity. Draw the Bible so we can reason. Not in for any nonsense. They all go to the same church. The Holy Spirit will fill you. Me filled with the Holy Spirit already. That's why I do good. That's the part of me that says do good. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning. Let me plug you up to the speakers. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Yes, SouFlo. I'm here again. Oh, you're not finished yet. I say half the more talk to.
Oh, yeah, I'm not finished up, brother.
Okay, okay.
All right. All right, that was that. That means you know watch a show, man. Then me I go get busy. Yeah, but listen, it's 2022. Okay? We need to stop this. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFlo. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing this morning?
Good, good. I have a few thoughts on what happened at Oberlin College. It could be a few things. One, it could be mass psychosis, which is what you're referring to, where, you know, this one is going through something and then everyone kind of get it through osmosis.
Right.
Right. That could be that. It could be also maybe there was a bacteria the young people were exposed to, and those who were affected reacted in a certain way. Could be. Could be Molly, which we know is very popular, unfortunately, amongst young people. Ingested somehow, got into their something, possible. But you know what it did look like to me? It looked like a deliverance session. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It looked like a what?
Deliverance. You know what deliverance is? Okay. As well, especially when a woman
deliverance
said,
as in casting out demons.
Casting out demons, yes. It did. It did look like that. Yeah. So I think that we're used to, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But we're used to a God that don't really move. We're used to praying and not seeing anything. But we believe Obia move, but we don't believe God move in the same way.
Right.
We believe that we can be wicked and God is just a lovey-dovey God. And everything about him is lovey-dovey and compassion, and that's not true.
Right.
Because when in the Bible, if we're going to talk biblically, when he was dealing with spirits and demons, he acted very harshly with them. And when a person had demons rooted in them biblically, when those demons come to the surface and they're being cast out, they're very defiant, right? So we know our young people are traumatized. We know our young people are over-sexualized. They're overexposed. And I don't see how a regular prayer would do some harm where we have music that talk about sexualization and talk about blow people brain out and they not move, to me. So I'm looking at all of the possibilities, but I think that's also a possibility because deliverance is not a pretty sight. It's an ugly sight as well.
So you're saying there is a possibility that that was actually real prayer in motion, casting out demons out of these children.
And maybe possible the person who was praying did not know, you know, the power of their anointing, the power of their prayer. That is possible. I put that on the table, you know, and that the young people, because I can't imagine how you can't be affected living in Jamaica. You know, either you've seen a demon or you catch one or something, some spirit, because we know things are spiritual.
Right.
That's possible too. So I put all of those as possibilities. I think when they went to the hospital, hopefully they drew blood from many of the young people to see if anything was in their system, you know, but I don't take anything off the table.
All right.
Yeah.
Well said. I agree. I agree.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Lulu Ridges. Lulu Ridges says, SouFlo, I have to reconsider this morning thoughts. Reason I believe in God and will still to the day I die. Not sure why religion is always such a forefront with you all the time. You see, like I said before when I started the show, I said this is SouFLoTV. So you're going to get SouFlo's opinion. Now, if you came here to sway me and for me to believe in only what you believe in, or for me to say only the things that you like, then you're on the wrong platform. You understand? I ask people to come, but me not go dead if you find a different platform. Or I think we're supposed to be able to have difference of opinions and reasoning. I speak from my life experiences, and you can only speak from yours. You can't speak from my life experiences, and I cannot speak from yours. You understand? That's why there's an importance for us to hear each other out without being to the point where it's like, yo, I don't know, I have to reconsider this and all this other stuff. Like, nothing about that said to me Holy Spirit was moving and Holy Spirit was activated and all that. What she said about that could have been like demons being casted out, or that was a exorcism session. In other words, I'll take it a step further. A lot of our children are probably filled with demonic spirits. And like she just said, with a steady diet, let me break it this way, with a steady diet of all the pum-pum music and all the salacious and illicit sex music and all the pop molly this and murder man that and tech man girl that and all the dysfunctional steady diet of dysfunction that they've been fed constantly for years. They're filled with vile spirits, so to speak, right? If we are up on a spiritual level now with it. So that possibly they did hear some words of righteousness or whatever and feel like something that come out of them, that kind of stuff. And, you know, they're all peers. So someone know what Terry do. Ricky know what Junior do. The whole of we now. And again, drawing off my experience is the same way it was for us when we went to church, because we used to look at each other because we didn't know what each other was doing, right? Your peers know what you're doing. So when them see you take off, them probably feel like, oh, it's in me too, and it come out of me too. Like I said, all the hairs on my body raise up. I could either say that was the Holy Spirit, or I could calm my nerves and look, don't run. You were scared. You thought them two Pinwallies were the eyes of the rolling calf. I could have ran away and call it anything. Holy Spirit, this, that, the other. Or just calm your nerves and look and see what it was. For real. I tend to be more of a realistic person though. Scientific and realistic than... Me need tangible proof. I know about the sympathetic and parasympathetic system of the body. I know how they work. I know when one overrides the other, what happens. You'll be running for dear life. I told y'all before, I worked in pediatric OT with this little boy who had that fight or flight thing that kicks in randomly. I'm not telling you that. And I'm talking to him and he must size up the door. And the doctor that owns that facility, when he explained it to us, I was in wow. Because when that part of him takes over, his mind starts saying, you'll even see it like, run now, run. You got to go. If you don't run now, you're going to die. Run. You can't relate because your mind doesn't do that to you. And he'll take off. You'll be having a normal conversation with him and he'll just book it. He'll size up the door lock. He'll wait till you go through the door. He'll see, okay, that door does open. Okay, so I got about 4 seconds to get from here to grab the lock and be out. He positions his body and his mind to slide through the door quick on everything. Because he feels it coming up. It's coming, it's building till it gets to the point where it's like, I gotta go now. And him shut it and run. That's scientifically explained. That's something that happened in our church, in our school yesterday. I don't know. Religion, my friend, for me, let me just say it to you now. Since you don't have to know everything that I believe, but just know, sir, I've always found religion to be division. I've never seen all religions come together, bump fists, and make the world a better place. Everybody always a fight about who for God are the real God and the true and the living God and all this other stuff. Yet we all are created by the same, are we not? So apparently this will always be a war. And again, the indoctrination will have people, like I said from the beginning, fly out the woodworks upon you. Time for fight. Y'all talk about my religion, my God, y'all talk about like that. I'm ready for bullbuck and up conquer you. That's why I'm not too slide with religion. Right? Let's answer this call. Live on the air this morning. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you being.
Hi, SouFLoTV.
Yes, fam.
Hi, SouFLoTV. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Well, you might get a little echo because I'm at work and I have my phone in my pocket and listening from my Bluetooth.
Okay. Yeah, long as we can hear you clear. Because sometimes the Bluetooth make we can't hear you. But go on, talk.
Hey, let me tell you something. You see that school, you know, you're the half away at that school, SouFLoTV. Because let me tell you something. You see, all my sister and brother them, that's the school they attend. Right?
But that's almost every school in Jamaica now, brother.
And I get to understand that two of the students dead.
Yeah, that's almost every school in Jamaica now. Students stab up student, beat up teacher. I have other videos on my phone that I could show you right now. Shout out to Jamaica YouTube TV. The brother post some videos the other day. I'm take them down because I do want to show them for morning thoughts. The student them beat the teacher them now in school. Them have sex in the classroom now in school. Forget go around a back and find a banana tree hide behind. Them ride in the classroom. Multiple videos. Nothing. This is not that school. Nothing. This is a whole heap of schools in Jamaica still so now.
Yeah. What I get to understand, you see, they have two coaster bus who move the kids from the school when it happened, right? And the two bus broke down the road.
Real G, big up yourself. Yeah, man. So the two bus them broke down the road.
Broke down the road with the student then, so the power is strong.
Yeah, so it's not a mechanical issue. The power is strong. So after the two bus them broke down, how them fix them?
I don't know.
Go and look at the mechanical report of the two buses.
So you want to tell me so for the two bus have mechanical problem at once?
Yes. Why not? If the two buses aren't well maintained, then we have mechanical problems at once. May have two vehicles in my yard, and sometimes the two vehicles have mechanical problems at once. But me not say, Jesus Christ, I God, I the devil in my life or whatever. I know that, well, you should have got that one tuned up. Or this is a new problem because the vehicle getting older and different parts need to change out. And I'm going to go about doing that and keep on about my business.
Because I will familiar with the school also, because I used to live up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in St. Andrew there, right? At a little bit upside down and stuff, and the school is.
Saying. Yeah, man, but may I tell you right now, so nothing now going on in that school that's not going on in all the other schools in Jamaica. In all the other high schools in Jamaica. Just pay attention to the internet a little bit, to the IG videos and all these things. The videos that are coming out of Jamaica, then put them on TikTok now, more than anything. Me not them on TikTok. The TikTok video them make them way to IG, so I see them anyway. Yeah, big brawl in daylight. Girls throw up her dress and boy gone under there, pull down in pants in a classroom while other students are looking and while it's being videotaped on phone to be posted online. Them wild. Them gone. Teacher says something, teacher get thumping them out.
Anyway, SouFLoTV, I'm gonna jump me there, you know, so I keep listening to you.
All right, my brother. Manners and respect.
Right.
So you see, it can't be that the thing have mechanical problems. It has to be that the spirit break it down because the spirit broke down the two bus them because. So why would the spirit broke down the two bus them with the picnic them now? But then again, I don't expect people who are deeply indoctrinated to ever stop. It was that difficult for me. If you see the opposition that I get on this, it was that difficult for me myself to come up out of that indoctrination. to say to myself, stop running, calm down, look. And all here stand up on me, but me say, you know what? Me have to find out for real. And when me look, me have to laugh because of the two penny wall them. It wasn't a rolling calf. You understand? Last call for the morning. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, SouFlo.
Morning, fam. What going? You have my last call for you morning. We'll wrap it up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, man.
Talk to
him. Can we do gullible, man?
Talk to him.
Gullible. When it comes to them something about Christianity and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because these are you, but travel whole population in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with a different religion and thing. I'm sit down with people from Indonesia, kind of them mask. I'm sit down with people from Philippines, India, and they sitting there, never happen. They never see them kind of behavior there yet.
Same.
And when I take a good look at the video them we have, how much male student you see drop down in that?
Me say one day sit down on the chair and a shake, you know. Him did a do little something, but him never drop down and lick him head and flash around him hand them and lick other people. Them never have to subdue him or anything. But are mostly females.
Right.
Yeah.
Mostly females.
Like 99% of the female them.
Grew up in a church. See?
Mm.
And as I look at you, I say, yo, why do people know about take cook?
One to your phone, brother, because we want to hear what you're saying. Make the call worth it, you know.
You know?
No, you're gone.
You know, hear me at all?
Yeah, no, we hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, may I say.
Mm-hmm.
Me grow up. As I look at you, me grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist church.
Same.
You know, see them something there in a Seventh-day Adventist church. But
Holy Ghost, if the spirit, they want to pick them for dead, the spirit would have crash a bus with them in a turn you over one precipice, make them walk across the road and carry, lick them down. The spirit wouldn't have them flat around on the ground like when fish out of water. Them now go dead, so. But anyhow.
Exactly. But what the point I'm trying to get to is that you see your mind, you see your mind can make anything happen to you.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Especially when you're indoctrinated. Because if you know, say, you drink a cup of bleach, you got dead. And you know, so me put on a cup of bleach and you pick it up and drink it. You know, say, you got dead.
Mm-hmm.
But if you then a desert and a cup of bleach in a middle of desert, and you don't know, say, that bleach, it's a cup of water you drink. You know, say, you can drink and live.
I don't know about that, you know. I don't test that theory neither because whether in the desert or in my room, a cup of bleach is still a cup of bleach. So we don't know. We don't know where I'm going now, my brother. You say the mind is that powerful. That you can heal yourself.
Exactly.
Tracy, I appreciate you. Thank you. Tracy says blessings to you and the family, and I miss most of the live, but I will catch the replay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But yeah, my brother, hello. Hi. Me know what you say still. Yeah, me know what you say still, but the bleach, they kind of too drastic. Me don't know. That part.
No. Just hypothetically.
Yeah.
All right.
Me know what you say still.
A drum of water where sit down out in a temperature and good for consumption. But you go out there in a desert and you see that same drum of water and you drink it. Your life saved.
Can't I just say a lemon instead? For instance, my mind can tell me say a lemon sweet. And that me have to tell myself. Let me give you a better example. Because me understand your argument. But for those watching, listen. In the army, right, we have something called go to your happy place. So they will beat the daylights out of you with exercise, right? And hard training. And while you go through them hard training here, they tell you go to your happy place. Your happy place now is in your mind. So when them murder me in the snow over in Germany there, I go to my happy place. I'm going to my happy place and I'm in Jamaica on the beach. and I got a cold drink in my hand, one cold red stripe and one big spliff over here, so, and I'm listening to all the waves rolling and sexy girls are passing by in G-strings and all that. That's my happy place. I'm gone there. I'm going through this thing where my body is hurting. All me hear around me is, man, I dead. Big man, I cry because it get that drastic. Yeah. But my mind power make me go through it with me now and go, I'm in Jamaica on the beach. So it's the power of the mind. Not true?
But and the power of the mind. But when we understand, the same Bible says God is not a God of confusion. So if God are the deliverance, why it is so drastic and confusing to the eye? If me is a sinner, I mean sinner. Me don't want to know God then.
But them say I know God that. Them said that part there did the devil attacking the children. That wasn't God, that was the devil attacking the children. But we can't go all day with this conversation because why would God make the devil attack the children then? Knowing that they are children.
Exactly.
Why God never stopped it from them demons from attack the children?
The Bible tells us the children are accountable for their sins until they reach a certain age.
All right. So where you beat them suffer?
Let me tell you, man. It's just a whole hoax, brethren. And you see, people them say them are Christian and believe this and believe that, teachers and whoever, they should not bring religion or them something into schools because they don't know what kind of energy they might bring on, and them can't control the energy they might bring on.
Brother, that's the part I was going to say. So thank you for putting that in my head. I'm going to say it now.
Brother, well, manners.
All right, manners. Listen, we're not doubting that the spiritual realm is real, right? Matter of fact, we know that it's real. Here's the thing. Some people are conjure up some forces that they are way less stronger than. Some people are do some rituals and some things where themselves don't even understand. You understand? So that could have been that too. I mean, this goes all kinds of ways, but in my mind, it sits as the whole of them catch them free of the air, sir. Daddy. Yes, princess. It's time for daddy to done. Yeah, you want it?
Yeah, I want it.
Here. I love you. Yeah. So listen, we're gonna left it right there so this morning. All right. I'm going to do my daddy duties and be with my children and all these other things. No, no, wife, you have a go on this morning. Where have I go on this morning, babe? You know? Woo. All right. One more phone call come in. Let's make this our last call for the morning. All right. This person been calling, been getting cut off. All right. Live on the air with SouFlo, your last call for the morning. Wrap it up nicely for us, please.
I'm glad you mentioned energy because I'm saying that this might be a negative thing. It might just be that an activation is occurring. And you see the females are more sensitive to the change in energy. And I'm just, is anybody going to be tracking the change in these females going down the line?
Well, we will see if anything goes bad for sure. We will see if anything goes bad for sure. Because, you know, today is social media years we're living in. So everything hits the internet. You know, so if they end up being the girls who start to breed early and drop out of school and then go fight teachers and all
quite
that.
The opposite.
Or yeah, I'm just saying. Or if they turned out to be really good students and nothing happens, we'll know. We'll know. Are you saying that a fundamental change might be taking place in their lives after this?
I'm thinking yes. Because what's occurring, like you said, it's on a spiritual level. It has nothing to do with religion. Religion is all systemic control devices. This is true spiritual.
Yeah. I think,
and I'm noticing, like you mentioned, that
I
the
don't know if it's
males
true spiritual.
were not
That's
reacting
your
at the
opinion.
level
I don't
that the
know if it's
females
true
were
spiritual.
reacting.
Yeah.
But just an observation, just a thought.
Yeah, true. I agree to a certain point.
And
though.
we'll see if it repeats in other locations where there is a collective of young ones.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll keep looking out for that.
Yeah, I'm glad that you tapped on the energy element of it.
Somebody said that was the anniversary of Kevin Smith's death when the police were transferring him to Kingston. Remember the cult leader in Jamaica? Somebody said that was the anniversary of his death. I didn't look it up yet, but we can quickly Google and see when did Kevin Smith die, and then see when this incident took place and if it was on the same day. And they're asking if the woman there was a part of him church and all these other kind of things. But
that woman is irrelevant because what's occurring is beyond her scope.
All right.
And even the breaking down of the trucks, all energy related.
All energy related.
All right, just an observation from a distance. I'm just peeping from a distance.
All right.
Thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it.
All right, family.
And if you follow up, that'd be great.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You too. All right, we're gonna let it go yesterday this morning. See, the streets are saying this happened a year ago at another school and other schools before this. Well, it's all on the island. Show me another island that it's happening in, but it's all on the island and it's all the same. I'm not gonna try to explain away nothing anymore. I gave my piece on what I thought it was and the possibilities, and we're gonna leave it there. So some people agree, some don't. I'm still loving the same way. Manners and respect to each and every one of you same way. People, remember this, right? Let's leave this morning like this. In your family, you have brother, sister, auntie, cousin, uncle, mother, father. You don't always agree with your mother and your father and your brother and your sister and your uncle and your cousin, them, the ones that you love, the ones that are close to you. But you still respect them. You still don't disrespect them because you share different beliefs on certain things, right? And it's with that energy that we come to this table to spark conversation and to share ideas and whatever. I don't have to agree with what you say, and you don't have to agree with what I say, but I hear what you say and I respect it, and that's where we're at with that. So big up on yourself. This is what it's looking like over here for me now. All right. So we're gonna talk later. One love. I'm out. Peace.